Hi, Dave Scotland for 3D Artist, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to take our simple character from the previous issue and we're going to put him through a very basic walk cycle. Now, the premise that I'm operating under for this tutorial is not a great deal of creativity or wow factor, but mainly the basics. I really want to teach you the process to use when animating. So this doesn't necessarily mean it has to be for a walk cycle. It can be for any animation that you choose to do. You will have to follow a specific process, and what we're going to cover today is the process that is used by most animators in the industry and the procedural steps that we go through to achieve the final animation. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is set up our reference, and you should never attempt to animate anything without reference. To think that you can animate something from your memory is the number one mistake that people make when they try to animate. So I'm going to show you how to set up some reference so that it's nice and usable in a 3D environment. So what I've got here in After Effects is just a fairly standard walk, and I've deliberately used a CG element so it's a lot clearer to see the various poses. It's slightly stylistic, but it's realistic enough for our purposes to be able to get our robot to move in a fairly realistic way. So what you're seeing here is a walk cycle that is across the stage. So it's a full moving walk cycle, and I wanted to show you this just in case you get your hands on some reference source that is also moving across the stage. The alternative, if I just show you, this one is actually moving on the spot. Now this is what we require to do a walk cycle in 3D Max. We need the reference to be non-translating, or to have it moving on the spot as if the character was walking on a treadmill. And the best walk cycle reference is in fact a person walking on a treadmill, because it's much easier to animate the character when they're in a static position in 3D. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you how to get to this stage here based on a full transitioning walk cycle, and it's actually a lot easier than you think. So I'm just going to create a new comp, just going to drag my sequence down onto a new composition button, and you can see here that we've got our full composition length and we've got way more frames than we really need, so we need to work out exactly the frames we do need. And here is the contact point here. You can see that the heel is on the ground, the toe is on the ground here. The hands are opposing one another, blue hand back, green hand forward, and then the walk cycle starts pretty much from there. As far as traditional walk cycle poses go, this is the contact pose, and it pretty much is the start for the one that we're about to do now. Now what I need to do is find the exact same pose